So today we're gonna look at changing the trainer difficulty in Wahoo RGT, and we're gonna see how that actually impacts the ride. The idea here is that if you are set to a 100% training difficulty and you hit a 10% grade, you're gonna feel all 10% of that. If you are at 50% trainer difficulty and you hit a 10% grade, you only feel half of it. So it feels like a 5% grade. And then obviously if you're at 0, you don't feel anything. So what does that do to your ride? Apparently it doesn't actually change the amount of effort you have to do to get up a hill. It has no impact on your speed, whether it's at a 10% or 100%. You're just gonna end up changing gears. So how does that actually feel in reality? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recreate a hill here in Vancouver with the RGT Magic Roads. That way I can repeat the same thing 3 times in a row and everything's gonna be the same. The only thing I'm gonna change is the trainer difficulty. We're gonna see what it's like at 0, 50, and 100% training difficulty. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is 0%. I shouldn't feel any of this climb. I'm starting off at 0.5. Let's get going. Okay. All right. And so right away, right to 11, 13%. So I'm literally not feeling any resistance at all. So makes sense. I am at 0. So in order to get faster, I need to change gears. I'm not going to be able to keep up this kind of power through the whole thing. I sit down at about 0.3 kilometers. That's enough. All right, here we go, 50%. Just realizing I didn't start off as quick as I did last time. Oh, see now I felt the downhill there. I'm feeling that. I'm already in much higher gear. Still on the big ring at the front. Ooh, see, already much harder to find your gears. Okay. Nice. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, immediately into the small ring. Wow. I've only got 2 gears left. 1. Huge difference. My cadence is probably so much slower right now. Legs are burning. So I'm in my easiest gear. I'm definitely working too hard. This is gonna be way over 4 minutes. To give you an idea, I'm in the Shimano GRX group set. So, yeah, pretty good climbing gear. This were road bike gearing. Hang on. Why is my time so, no. Something weird's happened. You can tell by the lack of talking there. That hurt like hell. Okay. All right, well, that was interesting. Turns out all the times were pretty much the same, although I did actually went faster on the last one, which is very weird. Power was pretty much the same. I know that they said it was going to be the same, but I didn't think all the stats were going to end up being the same. So, but definitely the thing that was different was the amount of effort that I felt like I was putting in. So I'll put everything up on the side here so you can see. So the first time was 357, then 356, and then 350. So all very similar. And then the power that I put out was appropriately different. It was 278 for the first one, 280 for the second one, and 288 for the last one. So correlates with my quicker times. But what did feel different were the amount of effort that I actually had to put in to get up the hill. The first one felt I was obviously working, trying to put out a decent time, but I didn't really change gears very often. The second one, I felt it. It was manageable, changing gears a little bit. I actually ended up using the small ring at the front at the 50%. I didn't actually use that. I used the big ring the whole way up, which I guess makes sense on the first one when it was 0%. You can use whatever you want. And then the last one, very quickly, had to go down to the small ring, all the way up into my lowest gear in the back, and definitely turning it over real slow, real hard. So I think the difference here is if you're like me and you're not a super strong rider, you're new to this, setting your trainer difficulty to a lower setting will allow you to maintain an effort over a longer period. You're not going to burn your legs out, specifically when you go up those steeper grades. I felt at 100%, feeling that full 15, 16%, that I was burning my legs out. And by the time I got to the top, I was exhausted. You can see in the video, I really didn't have a whole lot left to give. Whereas with 0, I got to the top and I was tired, but not nearly as tired. I could have kept going. And then you get to continue on riding for longer and have more fun doing it. I guess that brings me to maybe the second point. I've got a gravel group set, so much bigger gears, way easier to climb hills. And even then I found it difficult at that 15, 16% at 100% trainer resistance. That was a regular road bike with much smaller gearing. And am I saying that right? I don't even know. And I hit those hills, I would have felt it way more. And by the time I get to the top of that hill, I would have been so burnt out, I wouldn't have wanted to keep going. I already felt like that. With less gears, it would have been worse. So if you're in a race or a group ride and you hit those hills, you want to enjoy it. That's the 2 takeaways.